Poll indicates reversal in Trump's re-election prospects, Biden in trouble. Former President Donald Trump is seeing a reversal in his re-election prospects heading into 2024, according to a recent Washington Post ABC News poll released on May 7. Trump is now leading President Joe Biden by 49% to 42%, indicating a 7-point turnaround in his favor. Moreover, 44% of U.S. adults polled said they would vote for Trump in 2024, whereas only 38% would vote for Biden, with 12% still undecided. The 12% of undecided voters will be the portion of the population that makes or breaks Trump's re-election chances. It must be noted that Trump has consistently performed poorly among undecided and independent voters. However, since he has been out of office and Biden has performed poorly since taking over from Trump in January 2021, Biden's approval dropped from 42% in January to 36%. These undecided voters might break for Trump. While some have been deeply skeptical of Trump's re-election chances, this new poll might indicate that the overall Trump campaign program of distracting voters from Trump's unfavorable traits to Joe Biden's many failures as president just might be what's needed to get Trump over the edge. Of course, this is only one poll. There have been many other polls over the last several years that consistently show Trump to be at a significant disadvantage. Moreover, Trump still has to get through the Republican primary, which will not be in full swing until Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis decides to announce his run, which should be happening any moment since the Florida legislative session ended in a whopping success for DeSantis. The poll should have the Biden campaign worried as it shows how most voters continue to be concerned about Biden's mental acuity. He is the oldest man to be president, and should he win re-election, he'd be the oldest president in the history of the United States. Thus far, his public displays as president have not been very inspiring. An astonishing 21% of Democrats polled say President Biden lacks the mental sharpness to be president, while the numbers for Republicans and independents are even greater. This is as 54% of American voters polled think that the 76-year-old Trump does have the mental acuity to be president. Related to these figures is the claim that the merely 33% of voters think that Biden has the physical health to be president, while 64% of voters believe that Trump is physically fit to be president. Moreover, consistent polls find that more than half of all Democratic Party voters, roughly 54%, want to nominate someone other than Joe Biden in 2024. These numbers do not bode well for the Joe Biden campaign, which has a deeply flawed and compromised candidate. The Democrats were hoping to make the 2024 election a referendum on Donald Trump, another deeply flawed candidate, but the numbers in this recent poll, if future polls reaffirm these shocking findings, indicate that many voters are more concerned about Biden, the current commander-in-chief, than they are with Trump, who has been out of office for 3 years. Democrats should be more worried than they are, as if enough Americans are more concerned about the negative direction of the country as well as Biden's advanced age and all the health problems associated with that, perhaps the otherwise unpopular Trump can squeak by to re-election. Time will tell, and Trump needs to focus on not falling into the same negative patterns that turned so many people off in 2020. In conclusion, the latest poll released on May 7 shows a reversal in former President Donald Trump's re-election prospects, with a 7-point lead over President Joe Biden. Biden's approval rating has dropped to 36%, with 21% of Democrats and a majority of Republicans and independents believing he lacks the mental and physical fitness to be president. The fact that more than half of all Democratic Party voters want to nominate someone other than Joe Biden in 2024 further underscores the depth of concern among voters regarding his suitability for the job. The poll results should be a wake-up call for the Biden campaign, as they indicate that many voters are more concerned about Biden's mental and physical fitness than they are with Trump's controversial personality and policies. Democrats had hoped to make the 2024 election a referendum on Trump, but the poll results suggest that Biden's weaknesses may be the deciding factor. If Biden's approval rating continues to decline and voters become more concerned about his mental and physical health, Trump may have a chance to win re-election despite his own unfavorable ratings. However, Trump will need to avoid the negative patterns that turned off many voters in 2020 if he hopes to win the election. Overall, the poll results indicate that there is something seriously wrong with President Biden's prospects for re-election. While there is still time for him to turn things around, he will need to address the concerns of voters regarding his mental and physical fitness if he hopes to win a second term. If he fails to do so, Trump may be able to capitalize on his weaknesses and win a stunning victory in 2024.